In this edition, we're going to be talking about how do you solve problem with programming. In fact, this is the most interesting part because the moment people start citing you as somebody they can rely on with their problem, then rush in the cash flow. But before we really dive into it, let us get to understand what it really means to solve people's problem, especially when you have programming skills. It is all about you belonging to a particular set of group and listening to their challenges and coming out with ways you can use technology to meet their needs. Now, how you get to solve this problem can be unique to the specific challenges at hand. But let us consider it. What are the kind of challenges you can solve with digital skills? The truth is, they are enormous. Just think of it. We've spoken about automation, being creative, but how do you automate some processes when you don't even know that those processes are repetitive in nature? So understanding some of these things are very crucial. In fact, before you start thinking about programming anything, understanding the complexity of the problem at hand is very important. So imagine me belonging to a group. Let's say in my estate, we have like a WhatsApp group that we get to chat. And oftentimes I realize that people complain about the inflows of cars and they're trying their best to see how they can reduce it. As a technology person, I begin to ask myself, how can I solve this problem for them? The first thing I get to understand, or the first question I'll get to ask is, can I even understand if all the cars in the estate are registered? Do they have the head count of the number of people that are actually residents in the estates? And aside that, can I also consider the level of commercial activities that happens in the estate? Do they have lots of companies in the estate, and the companies, what are their staff lengths? When I begin to ask all of these questions, then I begin to see the complexity in whatever problem I'm about to solve. So putting all of these things together, before you know, you find yourself asking people questions that ordinarily, without a programming skills, you may not be able to ask. In fact, simply put, when it comes to programming and solving problems, whatever we are replicating, it is the actual way of life in our day-to-day activities. All we are just saying is, can we digitize this process? So take for instance, at the end of the day, instead of me having one of the security guy at the security door counting the number of cars coming in, I could think about an AI-generated devices that could help me scan the cars, take in their numbers, and I'm able to identify whose car is it, if the person is a resident or not. Thinking about this process, I could even think of it and sending signal to either the estate management to be able to see whoever is coming in at any point in time. Now, whatever the estate management chooses to do, or whether give such person access or deny the access, depends on whatever meters they're able to set into it. At the end of the day, I can choose to monetize how many endpoints, how many time the estate can ping whatever endpoint I have created and how frequently they can do that. And after I am done in solving this problem, the fantastic thing is this: without making any changes to my code source, I could deploy it to hundreds of other estates and make tons of money at the end of the day. Isn't programming interesting? It is. So, one of the reasons why you need to learn programming is because you need to understand that solving problem can be very interesting, and the level of resources you can make out of it is not something you can even fathom at the beginning. And that's how I'll wrap it up on this one. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel and follow me on all my social media handles. Until next time, see you in the next one.